I wanted to share this with you because I was bit by an eggplant. This is not a rose bush. Do you see these long spikes? This is an eggplant flower. And a lot of those spikes do not drop off, I found out, when you're picking your eggplant. Look at that. And I picked an eggplant one day and it just pierced right through. And I thought, what the heck was that? And that's what it is. Let's see. See, here's one here. Let's move this. See that? Look at the spikes on that. And then here's another flower. I picked a lot of the eggplants yesterday to make for dinner. So I don't have a lot of them on the eggplant itself right now. Some of them do have the spikes still. See, this has got spikes. So you just kind of an update, or a thought, I should say, is when picking eggplant, this particular eggplant is just full. It's constant. I pick them and they just grow. Look at the flowers on them, and we're still in winter. But the thing is, when you're picking eggplant, I use gloves because if you don't know it and you grab it, those spikes, look at this. I don't know if you can see it. Those spikes will go right through your hand. They're like needles. Look at that. They're needles. And they are sharp. So be careful. Check out your eggplant. I don't know if it's all eggplant. I don't know if it's just a certain time of the year, because sometimes I see it and sometimes I don't. Obviously, the spikes are there by nature to protect the eggplant, which makes sense. So this way nothing's going to come and chew the flowers off. But look at that. You see that? I don't know if you can see that. I'm trying to get a good photo. The sun is very bright today. There's another one. Let's move over here. Look at that. They're like a, thorns on a rose bush. Even doing this video, I had one of these spikes get into my finger and they're sharp like needles. It slid underneath. Seems to release off the flower pretty quick. And I didn't even know it was there. I had to pull it out. And sometimes they fall off as the eggplant is growing, and then sometimes they don't. So be careful. Check your eggplant. Don't just reach in there and snap it off. If you grab the top, you'll pay for it if it's full of spikes. I just wanted to show you that. I thought it was interesting that, like I said, some flowers have more than others. And the spikes are different. See, this one I think has almost no spikes. Oh no, it's there too. Let's see if we can see that. So, my eggplant bit me one day big time. And the spikes were so big on the one I picked, I didn't see it, reached into the plant, snapped it off, and I didn't know what went through my finger. And it was a great big spike, just like a rose bush. So be careful with your eggplant when picking it. Eggplant is fun. I personally am not crazy about eggplant. My husband loves eggplant. I still do the only way I like when I cook it is slice it up real thin, cover both sides with salt, leave it on a cookie sheet for about 30 minutes. All the water will drain out. There's obviously something in the water that bothers me, because sometimes if I eat eggplant and I don't do that, I don't feel that great afterwards. But the water comes out of the eggplant, so there's something toxic for me or allergic to me, I think. And then you wash the eggplant. You just wash it with water. I put it in a colander, let it drain a little bit, pat dry it with a cotton dish towel, clean cotton dish towel, and then I just dip it in egg, bread it, and put it in the oven. 15 minutes on both sides. And it comes out great. I do coat the bottom of the cookie sheet with a little bit of olive oil. And sometimes I put a little dab of butter on top when I first start to bake it, just the one time. And when you flip it, it browns so nice. Here's a secret. When you make your egg dip, put a little bit of mayonnaise in there and whip that in. It's so good. Then dip it into the egg mix with the mayonnaise, and then into your breading, whatever breading you choose to use. Just lay it on a cookie sheet, 15 minutes at about 350 to 400. flip it over. Keep an eye on it, because if your oven runs hot, you could probably do it in 10 and 10. And slice it thin. It also depends on how you slice it. You slice it a little thicker, it's going to go longer in the oven. If you slice it thinner, it's going to be much quicker. And it is so good. But I just wanted to let you know my eggplant bit me. Be careful with some of the eggplants. Like I said, I don't know enough about eggplant, if it's all of them. It probably isn't all, but this particular one that's growing here, which can be great big purple ones. I will say we had a freeze come through here the other day, and I noticed that they went from purple to greenish, which means they may not be growing anymore. So freeze might have affected them, so I'm slowly picking them off and using them. And the new ones will be great. They'll get big again. So with that, have a great day. And don't forget to eat what you grow. And boy, do we have a lot of eggplant. You can't even see it. It's so full. Look at that. It's full in there, in there. Underneath, there's a whole bunch under there. You probably can't see that either. And to think I picked a whole bunch off yesterday. Look at that, in there too. And again, these things will bite. Look at the spikes on that. I don't know if you can see all that. Look at that. Have a great day, and don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye.